Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. I think it's always important to reflect. I mean, I know that we can all get carried away and with the watch along stuff, and when you're watching the game live, the emotions can take over. And the comeback of all comebacks, we got out of jail free. We didn't just get out of jail free. Did we get? Here's the reality. Did we get out of jail free, or did the Rangers collapse? And that's a side of it that us Celtic fans really need to look at. It was the first half we were woeful. I've sat and I've watched back a lot of the interviews over the last 45 minutes. I've watched back parts of the game. I'm in a lucky position where I can not only watch the game, but I can record the game and watch part of that back. And when you think about it and you step back, and it's always a good thing, because when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're one of the away fans at Ibrox, you've just came away with a draw at Ibrox. We were 2-0 down. We are the best thing since sliced bread. But the reality is that was absolutely woeful the first half. Kieran Tierney spoke after the half. We are a team of two sides, and I think that we need to. I've done a couple of videos that are going out over the next couple of hours, and I think that we really need to think about it from a player's perspective. Let's listen to Kieran Tierney first of all.
I think it was a game of two halves today. I don't think we've done ourselves any justice first half. Obviously they score a goal straight away in the first 10 minutes, and that's how these games can go. Get another goal, but at half time we knew we can turn this around. If we start the half well, if we play our football the way we should have in the first half, and I think we've done that, and I think at least we deserved the point in the end, and we had more chances as well in the second half.
Right, that's fine, Kieran, but why don't we as a club, it's a season, there has to be a manager that can come in, and we know there's a big chance that Martin O'Neill won't be here next season. Why are we a team of two halves this season? This goes under Martin O'Neill, it goes under Wilfred Nancy, it goes under Brendan Rodgers, it goes under Martin O'Neill his first time around as interim manager. We are becoming the team that's known as interim. And I think that this isn't Celtic. It's not what we've been used to. And yes, I've said it on many occasions that we are coming to the end of the dominance era of Celtic. We may still win the league, we may still win a cup, we may only win the cup this season. A reality check is needed. The period of complete domestic domination has come to an end. We lost out the Scottish Cup in May. Woeful. People will now question, do you question any of the players? I don't think we should throw any of the players under the bus today. Sinisalo getting beat by an overhead kick. I'm sorry, but that overhead kick was absolutely phenomenal by the Rangers player. If a Celtic player scores that overhead kick, you're thinking he's bloody Messi, he's Ronaldo. That was a top class, and you cannot deny it. It was an absolutely top class overhead kick. At half time, I was thinking about chucking it, and there's a sign that I have, and I'll be honest, I'll get the sign here. I was ready to sack the game and leave this seat in my and just bugger off and just leave this sitting, playing for the rest of the game. But I didn't, for my sanity. When you look at the game, Martin O'Neill at the end of the game, defiance, typical Martin O'Neill at Ibrox. Defiance, going over to that corner, going away to the way end. You know, it was very Martin O'Neill 2003, 2004, 2005-esque. But is it ultimately enough just to have the manager? I mean, we're scraping through things in the second half. There's a bit of a reality check. And I think that Kieran Tierney is one player that he knows what it's like to play in a good Celtic side.
Absolutely spot on. Was that what was said at half time? We just need to turn this around and forget what's just happened in the first 45 minutes?
Aye, I don't think there was one person in there who believed the game was done, and I think that's been important all season, that we keep fighting, because we know we have to. These games can be tough, but there's no hiding place. We need to go out there and turn the game around, and we managed to do that, and we got the point in the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not Celtic though. That's not the Kieran Tierney that came through the Celtic team as a youngster. And the all-dominant Celtic side, the Celtic side that were winning trebles. I mean, if you look at Kieran Tierney's face, he doesn't look... He just... It's not the guy that believes that you're going to win trebles. It's not the face of a player that has the confidence that, you know, that we are Celtic, and that's not a confident face. It looks like Paulo Bernardo when he was put out as an interview for Celtic TV, when it looks like he was being held hostage. Kieran Tierney's been around a long time in football. Kieran Tierney's been down and played in the so-called best league in the world. And Kieran Tierney will know, you know, if we pull this off, it will be remembered as one of the best league wins ever. But the reality of the situation is the fact that Martin O'Neill can be as bravo as he likes at an away ground. Martin O'Neill can get the team and get the fans and get the supporters up. But when you look at the league table tonight, you know, it doesn't lie. And I think that's what we have to be really mindful of. You know, as well as there's nothing better. I don't want to take away from the fact that it was a draw. It was a draw. A lot of people said before the game, I said before the game, you know, would a draw be a good result today and then win the cup game? A draw's no good to Celtic when you look at the league table. Hearts are on 63 points, 28 goals. I know I'm repeating myself, but the goal difference is going to come into it. I've been calling out the goal difference, and a lot of people on the channel have said the goal difference won't matter. Yes, it will. I've called out the goal difference before Wilfred Nancy came in. I've said that the goal difference is going to be an issue. Hearts haven't increased their goal difference by a significant amount. 28 goals. They've always been about 6, 7, 8, 9 goals in front of Celtic. A win today would have seen us going into second position. And you think it's building momentum. And yes, you think you're going to get a thing. But look at Motherwell. They're breathing down our necks. The only winner out of today, I mean, there's 2 winners out of today. I'll be honest. The 2 winners out of today, and this is it. This is the reality check video. Yes, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon with the fact that we managed to get the draw at Ibrox against all odds. When you look at the team that started, Sinisalo, Araujo, Murray, Scales, Tierney at the back, you're thinking if that back 4 plays as well as they did in Germany, plays as a flat line, you know, just sitting at the back, and then you're thinking McGregor, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Benjamin Green. We'll come to Oxlade-Chamberlain in a minute because yeah, we'll come to him. And then there's Yang, Dijsmaier and Junior Adamu. Now, Junior Adamu didn't get much to do in that game, but you're thinking to yourself, you know, there's one man that can get this team motivated, and it's Martin O'Neill. But Martin O'Neill knows that the stats don't lie ultimately. You know, it was 2-2 in this game. January, we got beat 3-1. When you see the way the Rangers played lined up, you're thinking, surely at Ibrox, Raskin, absolute don't rate him at all. There's a lot of players that don't rate in that team, but there's one player that I do rate, and that's the player that scored 2 goals against Celtic. When you think about the stats and that Celtic had the better half, we brought in a striker, Tam the Czechoslovakian player. Celtic had 17 shots on target, the majority of them in the second half. 10 shots inside the box, 7 shots on goal. The pass accuracy went up to 78%. Even at 78%, that's low compared to Celtic standards. Yes, it's a hard game, and you're trying to recoup everything, and you're coming from behind in the second half, and you could say it's a fantastic result in the second half, but it's not the sign of champions. And that's the reality check that I want to get over this evening. Don't want to diminish the fact that, yes, we got a draw. We came from behind at Ibrox. But the reality is, you have a part of Celtic Park that is still without fans. We are now entering March. We have March, April, May. We do not have 3 full calendar months. The season ends in the middle of May. And the reality fact is that since October, we have had a section of fans that have been excluded from Celtic Park. And as much as those fans were at the game today and in attendance, I don't think that it creates a fantastic atmosphere at Celtic Park. We need everyone back. The board are absolutely unbelievable in still keeping these fans out. And yes, there is a crazy situation at Celtic where, we're having to rely on 250 fans to create an atmosphere at Celtic Park, when the majority of those 250 fans may have been at the game today out of the 2,500. And yes, Celtic need to do better, but do we really think that we are champions in the waiting? And sadly, that draw today is a big reality check. Whilst it's fantastic to come from 2 behind, whilst it's fantastic to not get beat by that mob, when we sit down after the game and we analyse everything in a calm nature, because I'm the world's worst when we're doing a watch along, the emotions of the game, when I'm doing a watch along, I'm as if, I seen mates at the game at Ibrox today, and it fucking annoys the living daylights that I'm not at the game with them. So I live the moment through the lives, through the watch along, as if I'm at the games. Yes, there might be a slight delay in the the reactions due to the time difference, and but anyway, we move on, and it is just a bit of a reality check. Is the fact that Callum McGregor spoke to the media afterwards and said, "Look, we spoke at half time. We believe that we are better than what we are." Of course they are. But there are a lot of players at Celtic that, Lorna, you're right. No, Lorna, I don't think it is. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not a reality. Is it a reality check for them that they're in a lucky... Well, I'm going to reverse that, Lorna. What you're saying, it's a reality check for the Huns as well. They bottled it as usual. Is it a reality check for them that they are only in second position because Celtic are so bad. I mean, would you rather be in the position where you're in second position and you're thinking, yeah, we're in second position? Or would you rather be in second position and go, yeah, we're in second position, but they've got a game in hand. We're only here because they're shite. Yeah, they threw away the second half. Yes, Rangers threw it away today. Big time. They could have nailed our coffin shut for the season. I mean, we take away the positives from that side. They could have nailed our coffin shut. They win this game, and they go into the Scottish Cup game next week, and they're all bravado, and they're like, "Yeah, you're coming to our ground again." Do you know, we're in third place in the league. If we win here's the difference. If we go into the game against Aberdeen on Wednesday evening, and we win that comfortably, Aberdeen are woeful. Aberdeen haven't won a game in God knows how long. Sitting on minus 11 points. You're looking at Celtic to go up to Aberdeen and say win 2 or 3-0 against a team that in 8th position. We won 1-0 against the team that's in 4th position in Germany. We drew with the team that is that are above us, because losing to Hibs, unthinkable. At Celtic Park. It then brings around the thing that I've said for a while now, that our players prefer to play away from Celtic Park. There isn't the anticipation of the fans. There isn't the negativity from the fan base. Anxiety. The anxiety of 50-odd thousand people sitting watching you at your work can be very nerve-wracking. And I think that this Celtics team, whilst the Rangers may have bottled it today in the second half, they were all over us in the first half. Now, Martin O'Neill proved that he's a top-class manager, that he was and has been in his lifetime an elite manager. If you want to talk about elite managers, and there's been a lot of talk about elite managers over the years at Celtic, Brendan Rodgers classed as an elite manager. You know, he got lucky with Liverpool one year, won a cup with Leicester. Martin O'Neill is what you class as a proper old school elite manager. But will that be enough to see us through the season? We are now in the position where we have 10 games. 10 games to win the league. Hearts have 9 games. Hearts are on 63 points. Even if Celtic win their game in hand to take us to both having 9 games, it would take Celtic to 58 points. We're now relying on other teams to take points off of Hearts. And that's where the reality check comes in. Lorna, he's probably the best manager that I've witnessed at Celtic, and I've followed Celtic since the 1970s as a kid. You know, I can remember Billy McNeil as manager. I can remember Davy Hay as manager. Growing up, I lived through the Lou Macari years, Liam Brady, Tony Mowbray, and I've got to say that, yeah, Celtic Samurai Blue, Hearts are shite. Hearts are shite, but they've got consistency. There's no point in coming and see if you're a real as much as it pains me to say, right? Celtic for Life says 30 points to play for Baz. Here we go. Do you really think that you beat Aberdeen, but Motherwell will be the nail in coffin, Baz? Go the Jambos. I don't think that Motherwell will be the nail in our coffin. I think that the fact that Hearts have consistency of winning 1-0. Celtic have done that over the years. And I called this out a way back before Wilfred Nancy. I said that Hearts will win the league because I think that they have consistency over everyone else. They don't need to play great football. I said that Derek McInnes has brought two aspects to his managerial experience. He's brought everything that he learned under Walter Smith. And every time that Brendan Rodgers beat Aberdeen at Hampden and in the league over the last 10 years, when Derek McInnes was manager, was learning. Derek McInnes would then pinpoint things out of the managerial battles that he had with Brendan Rodgers. He would introduce that into the game for Hearts, where you don't have to be dominant, you don't have to be brilliant to win games. You've got the fight of a team that McInnes played in at Rangers in the 1990s and what he learned from Walter Smith. And I said this roughly about November time on this channel. And what McInnes has done is he's taken little bits from each of these managers and he's put it into this team. You don't have to be a great team at this point to win the SPFL. And I've said it before, consistency and hard work will outperform class if class does not perform. And right now, in this season, our class players have not performed. Rio Hatate, whilst he gets all the plaudits for today for scoring a penalty, and a penalty that took, I don't know if I have the screenshot for it, a penalty that took a couple of attempts. It was the third shot. You should never allow a penalty taker. Let's get the reality here. Rangers defending was shite at that penalty. When a penalty taker takes the penalty, your defenders should be running in on goal. Yes, Butland saved the goal. It deflected out. Rio Hatate takes another shot. Butland saves that. Rio Hatate takes a third shot and gets it in the back of the net. That's poor defending. That's not emphatic goal scoring. Dunno. But anyway, it is a reality check, and it is the fact that, listen, Celtic did manage to get the shots on target that were required this afternoon. When you look at even the pass accuracy, away down at 78%, I know I keep banging on about it every single game because it matters. When Celtic play good and Celtic win, the pass accuracy is away up at 91%. That doesn't lie. Third position in the league, 55 points. Game in hand takes us into second position. Do you really believe that we'll win the league? Will Hearts completely implode? I don't think so. It pains me to say it. Don't know. I've not come on here to go. Fuck it. The league's done. It's not. We've got a long way to go. But Hearts are doing what Celtic have done over the years. Melee boy. Wait till I just jump onto Facebook. Bookie Basher is back. You always make my day. I need to. I still need to send you an address. He's done it again. he's, he's he's done it again, man. He's cashed out. Melee Boy's cashed out. He put an £83 stake on, and he's cashed out at £437 at that point. And then, yeah, he's cashed out at 437 quid. He does it every week, man. Every week. Fair play to you, mate. See, that makes my day. That does make my day. So a big shout out to a big shout out to the Melee boy, who's yeah, we'll keep him secret. The Bookie Basher is back. But anyway, Luke McCown failing to score. It's just him all over. I don't want to throw players under the bus. I don't. I'm going to be honest. We've known that these players. What we are witnessing at Celtic has been a gradual downsizing of the squad. When you have a hierarchy at Celtic. Now this isn't making excuses for today. This is what we know at Celtic at this current moment. When you have a hierarchy at Celtic that has the inability to conclude negotiations for your number one target player, or your number two target player, or your number three target player, and then you leave the manager with his number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8th target player, you cannot then blame the manager. You cannot then blame the players. So let's not do a Brendan Rodgers today and blame Luke McCown for coming on as a substitute and expecting Luke McCown to be the answer. He's an SPFL standard player. How many goals did Luke McCown score against Rangers when he was Dundee captain? Let's put it into perspective. And that's why I will not throw any of the Celtic players under the bus today. But anyway, it is all about a reality check, and it is all about the fact that the league position doesn't lie this evening. It's fantastic getting a draw against them, but the winners, the champions of the SPFL, will win it on merit. There is still 10 games to go for Celtic. I've said for a long time now, the caveat of this season come under Wilfred Nancy. Celtic losing 7 games in a season is not championship material. I even said that Hearts losing 4 games is not necessarily championship winning material. The team that has only lost 2 games all season but have drawn 12 were more in the running a couple of weeks ago. But Celtic is still there. Celtic can win the game on Wednesday, and then we've got a title chase on. Is it a title chase, or is it steady as you go from a Hearts perspective? And I don't want it. I would rather, and I'll be honest, I would rather Hearts won the league than Rangers. Celtic will go into second position in the league, but I think the damage has already been done. And I think if we all sit down and have a reality check, whilst Hearts have won nothing, will they collapse between now and the end of the season? I don't think so. it's something that a lot of people tried to call me out on earlier on in the season, saying that, oh, you're a bored apologist, you're a soup taker, this, that, and the next thing. I think I've watched enough football and I've followed Celtic over the years, and seen a lot of good mates at Ibrox today at the game. Huns are angry, off and on the park at full time today. Glorious. We can't take that away. Hearts are not winning the league, says George Haggerty. 7 defeats has wrecked it, says Stephen Kelly. There's a reality check. And 7 defeats has killed Celtic's league. The Wilfred Nancy era at Celtic ruined it. I'm certain Martin isn't thinking like that. No, maybe Martin isn't thinking like that. And until it's mathematically impossible for Celtic to win the league, we will fight on, as we do as Celtic. But we need to prepare for the worst. And I think that's all that I'm doing. But anyway, Rangers thought it was a foregone conclusion today. They were 2-0 up at half-time, but then Celtic, who are the late goal specialists in the SPFL. No VAR was needed for Celtic to score the goal today, although penalty was given by VAR. Yes, brother beaten. Could you imagine him going into the Lodge pub tonight? Mate, you're not welcome. Yeah, you fucking gained the Fenians a penalty, man. Just stay at home tonight, mate. The fact is that Brother Beaton did give Celtic a penalty. Big shout out to Julian Araujo. What a fantastic player. Took the heat upon himself, grabbed the ball, made it look as if Julian Araujo was going to be the penalty taker, making sure that Rio Tati was away at the side of the box, getting all the heat off him. Julian Araujo taking the heat from all the Rangers players, taking the slap off the back of the head from Raskin. Raskin getting a little red card for his troubles. A big shout needs to go out to Julian Araujo. If there's one crazy thing that Wilfred Nancy has done this season, is he brought Julian Araujo to Celtic. Can Celtic get Julian Araujo on a full-time basis in the summer? Should be the question that we are asking. Anyway, the board is to blame if we lose the league this season because of Nancy. I'm a plastic fan, according to George. I'm a plastic fan. George, go and tell that to the guys that were at Ibrox today that I know personally. Tell that to a couple of the people that I noticed these guys at Ibrox, and I could show you the tens of thousands of pounds that were spelt on Celtic over the years, but never mind. I'm a plastic Celtic fan. Nothing like a little bit of reality check. And since you've called me a plastic Celtic fan, I don't think that we'll be seeing you much again. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world. Fucking idiots, man.